new content creator or have no idea how to improve your video editing, these 10 simple effects will help solve your problem in Davinci Resolve. Starting with a white overlay. I know this doesn't seem exciting, but this little thing can do many things from flashes to filters. It will definitely help your videos pop. For this example, I'm going to be using this gameplay footage. By the way, these effects aren't exclusively useful for gameplay videos, so if you make IRL content, you can keep watching. To make the effect, go to your effects tab, click generators, scroll down and insert the solid color into your timeline, and then after this, click on the color and change it to white. Then go over here, scroll down to where it says composite and change from normal to overlay. From here, you can adjust it to your liking. You can also add a fade in or a fade out to add that flash effect. From the results, you can see that the white overlay really gives an added pop to the video. The next effect is actually going to be a tone one, and it's going to be these red and green fade outs. These are useful for when you're trying to express when something is correct, wrong, an achievement, or a failure. To create this, you'll need a new solid color in your timeline. Change the colors to either red or green, and then just adjust this node to near the start of the clip. This makes the color fade out. You can also adjust the fade in if you want. Now change the length to however long you want, and there you go. Effect number 3 is going to be this zoom out to show when something is awkward. To do this, add an adjustment layer and then change its zoom to about 0.75. Well, you can't just go in and adjust the zoom on each specific video you want. I found that using this adjustment layer is easier because it affects all the layers under it, and you can also save it as a preset. Effect number 4 is going to be the slow camera shake that can be useful if you want to add some movement to your video. To do this, add an adjustment layer and in Resolve effects, look for camera shake and drag it onto the adjustment layer. Then adjust the speed to 0.1 and the motion scale to around 0.5. Effect number 5 is going to be similar to 4 because we are going to be making this intense camera shake to make this footage more crazy. So to do this, you need the camera shake on the adjustment layer, put the motion scale to 0.5 and the speed scale to 2, then scroll down and crank the PTR speed all the way up, and boom. Moving on to effect number 6. For this one, we're going to be making cinematic black bars. And for this, we're going to use an adjustment layer. And on the adjustment layer, make a keyframe for the top and bottom cropping, and then go a few frames forward and change both to around 75. The next effect is going to be just black and white color grading. To do this, add a solid color to your timeline, change it to white, and change the composite to saturation. For effect number 8, it is going to be just zoom in with motion blur. To do this, add the usual and put a transform effect onto it. This is important because it gives you the ability to add motion blur without needing Davinci Resolve Studio. Add a keyframe for zoom at the beginning of the clip and go a few frames forward and change it to 1.2. And for the motion blur, I like to keep it around 0.25. Okay, for the next effect, I'm going to add on to the previous footage, and we are going to add a cinematic flicker effect. Look for the flicker effect and put it onto a new adjustment layer and change the range to 0.08, and then crank the speed to the max. And now you have an epic scene. Last but not least, I'm going to teach you how to do this funny distortion effect that I created. I don't think I've seen anyone else do this effect, but it does have very niche uses like exaggerating someone crying. But in order to make this effect, add an adjustment layer and on it, add a fast noise to it and change the preset to water. Then put the scale to 1.3 and then scroll down to auto animation and adjust the velocity X and Y to the max. Lastly, put the contrast to 0.48 and we're done.